This is Michael Crosby for president here. I'm addressing the Democratic delegates in Arkansas, respective to understanding what's going on. Okay, I have had 2 attempts against my life by gunfire. I have billions of dollars in damage done to my archival holdings. The problems in the past between the Detco fire and some of those other damages, those are other matters that I've gone into before and I'll go into again. But currently the situation is that Julie Sue has been busted in connection with $31 billion in fraud. And Julie Sue has blacklisted me, a candidate, my archive businesses, from getting the money that we were due, that was ordered by Congress. She blacklisted me. When I confronted Shirley Weber with these facts, Shirley Weber refused to investigate. She refused to take action that day, even though documents were filed and repeated complaints were put forth. These people are criminals. And this goes all the way back to Harris's offices, again, refusing to prosecute police officers that were harassing me, a candidate, with erroneous, completely fabricated lies. As the state of Arkansas investigated and quickly came to the conclusion that I was telling the absolute truth and that these police officers were beyond just making a mistake, that they were blatantly harassing a candidate. These are the facts registered in the state of Arkansas. As the state of Arkansas stated that we would like to prosecute these police officers, but we have tried in the past, and California will not agree to extradition in these matters. We advise you to put out a bounty and go for the bounty hunter. And the moment you can get these officers, here's their names, into the state of Arkansas, we will prosecute them to the fullest extent of the law for what they have done, for harassing a candidate that had filed papers out of the state capital of Arkansas. The truth goes deeper and deeper and on, respective to the long-term situation of repeated blacklisting that occurred in California. The repeated refusal, as evidence after evidence kept being turned over to the state, and a demand for them repeatedly to cease and desist their fabrication of evidence, their posting of evidence that was erroneous into computers, their transmitting of erroneous information through computers and even across state lines, their attacking of an archiver, which is a series of separate felonies. They continued, and despite the fact that I repeatedly contacted Harris's office, I could not get in touch with her. She would not allow communications. But her office is responsible, therefore she is responsible. The Harris situation is horrible. As I would get pulled over by police officer after police officer in situations, I would have to call up the FBI on the telephone and say, I don't want to be harassed by these police officers. And the police officers would be told by the FBI live on the phone, we've checked the computers, and the information you are going with is a lie. It is completely erroneous. This man has done nothing wrong. Give this man back his photo driver's license and release his vehicles immediately, free of charge. Not all officers would pay attention to this. The blacklisting and the damage that has been done is enormous because of the repeated evilness of these parties. These parties like Shirley Weber, she's supposed to have a PhD. But as information is stored in their office showing all the petitions that I circulated, where I used my signature and certified those signatures. When I went to Shirley Weber and said, I'm being blacklisted by Julie Sue and by the EED, and I'm entitled to my labor, that is state law. I am entitled to my compensation that has been ordered, was ordered by Congress. She refused to do her job. She refused to make less than 5 minutes worth of phone calls to verify those records that proved beyond the shadow of a doubt that I was owed money by the state of California. When you have the state of California owing you in excess of $90,000 just surrounding COVID alone, and they have all your other businesses shut down, all your other seasonal activity, all your other gig work, as you work with nonprofit type interest, as you work with auctions, as you work with charities, and all of these items are shut down because of COVID. To attack all avenues and areas of a candidate's income is defined as an act of war by the Constitution and Articles of the United States. The continued acts of mass dereliction of duty involving these parties, as violence ensued and violent attacks occurred, as the archive even had information pertaining to national security. I think it's important for all of you to know this. I have placed hundreds of hours of material on X and YouTube. Please, please, do the right thing. Look at the evidence, and please, just step away from the criminals, because I'm only going to be moving actions forward, and these people are responsible for the destruction of an archive. And there are 3 overlapping areas that the Constitution clearly states require mandatory punishment of the death penalty, and destruction of an archive and destruction of artifacts are listed. So please, I implore you, step away from the criminals now. Step away from Harris, step away from Shirley Weber, step away from Julie Sue. Step away from anyone that you think is a criminal. We need some more ethics in this election. We need people who are going to protect your life and tell you the truth and have a future for you and protect you from being discriminated against. Repair education. I want to thank you for your time. My name is Michael Crosby, and yes, I am a candidate for the presidency of the United States.